Assalamu alaikum. So, welcome back to another episode. So, let's have a quick recap of what we have done so far. The first thing we've talked about the numbers of letters we're going to be going for, which is how many? Good, 29 letters. Okay, good. Then we talked about the numbers of the points of articulations that we have. We divided them into how many? Good, into four. Good. The first opinion is that what? Good number of letters, so which is 29, which means we have 29 points of articulation. Okay, the second opinion, which is good, we have 17 points of articulations. Okay, and the third opinion, which is good, we have 16, and the fourth opinion, which is good, we have 14. And then we said we are going to be going with which opinion? Good. That's we have 17 points of articulation. That is what we're going to be going with. And then afterwards, we talk about the fact that this 17 has been shrinked. And then we have how many? When it has been shrinked to how many? Good. It has been shrinked to what? 5. And then we said number one is what? Al-jawfu, that is the empty space in the mouth, right? The second one, throat, al-halqu. Third one, al-lisan, which is the tongue. The fourth one, the lips, shafatan, right? Good. The last one, khayshum, which is the inner part of the nose. Very good, mashallah, barakallahu fik. And then we've discussed the first one, which is actually what? Al-jawfu. And we said the letters that comes out of al-jawfu, that is the empty space in the mouth down to the throat, is what? Good. The letters of elongation, huruful mad al-thalatha, the three letters of elongation. Very good. Now we are going to continue with al-halq, that is the throat. Let's go. Al-halq, the throat, has 3 levels. It has 3 levels, okay? 3 levels. So starting from here, you can see this is the first part of the throat. We have the second part of the throat, which is the middle part, and the third part, which is here. So the lowest level is what we call aqsa al-halq, the lower part of the throat. It is the one that comes immediately after the chest. Good? Aha. So, and then we have the middle part of the throat, we call it wasatul halq. And then we have the upper part of the throat, which we call adena al-halq. Do you understand? Now, in these 3 levels, we have 2 letters each coming from each level. So the lowest part of the throat, we have letter hamza and ha. So hamza and ha comes from the lowest part of the throat. Okay, are you with me? Good. Don't worry, we'll practice them one after the other. Then the middle part of the throat, we have ain and ha. Ain, ha, from the middle part of the throat. Good. And then from the upper part of the throat, we have what? Ghain and kha. Ghain and kha. We'll come to practice each of them. Now, today, we are going to be practicing the ones in the lowest part of the throat, which is what? Hamza and ha. So let's get into it. How do you practice it? We are going to decipher their points of articulation first. How do you know the point of articulation of any letter? What you do is that what? You take that letter, then you give it sukun. When you give that letter sukun, you now put a letter before it. That letter you're putting before it could be taken fatha, kasra, or dhamma. You will use it to pronounce that letter with sukun. By doing that, you'll be able to ascertain the correct points of articulation of that letter. For example, let's take ba. If you want to know where ba is coming out from, that example is simpler. That's why I'm taking it as an example. If you want to know where ba is coming out from, you give ba sukun, then you bring maybe alif hamza fatha before it. Then you want to pronounce it, you say ab, ab, b, ab. You can see where the voice or the sound stops. Ab. This tells you that what ba comes from the word from the lips. Ab. So this is how we're going to be deciphering the points of articulation of each letter. So the first one we're going to do is to pronounce that letter with sukun. Then we'll pronounce the letter with fatha. We'll pronounce it with kesra. We'll pronounce it with dhamma. Afterwards, we'll now take the common errors after it. So let's get into it. The first letter we're going with is the hamza. Is what? Hamza. So let's give an example of where hamza is taking sukun. Allah says, waka sang dihaqa, ka sang ka. Now touch here, ka, ka, ka. If you pronounce it without feeling a blockage, there's something we call vocal cord, al-wataran as-sawtiyan. So the vocal cord is like this. It's always blocked. Sometimes it opens, sometimes it closes back. Okay. So when you pronounce Hamza taking sukun, to know you are pronouncing it correctly, you should feel blockage in that vocal cord. Okay, so waka, when it is blocked, there is no it's not easy for you to what for the sound to flow anymore. So it's like totally blocked. Nothing can pass. Waka, 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 sang, waka, sang. So that's an example when it's taking sukun. When it's taking fatha, for example, aro'aita alladhi yukadhibu bid-din. Aro'aita, ah, aro'aita, ah. I did not say ha. I did not say ha. I said ah, ah. As simple as that. Okay, don't overcomplicate it. Ah, ah. As simple as that. When it's take kesra, we have li'ilafi, li'i, li'i. So we have ah, we have e, e, ah, e, li'ilafi. Repeat after me. Li'ilafi. Don't say lihi. Don't say lihi. No, don't overcomplicate it. And then for Dhamma, we have jaza'uhum, jaza'uhum. You can see now, these two letters that were taken today are actually meeting here, Hamza and Ha. Okay, this is telling you that they're coming from the same place. So what will differentiate them will be some of the attributes. Anyways, we've already talked about that. Okay, so jaza'u, u, u. So we have a, e, u for Hamza. Understood? Good. What are the common errors for pronouncing the letter Hamza? So the common error is most likely found when it's taking sukun. Okay. And this is because, errors occur. Let me tell you, there's a fact there. When there is a particular sound that you don't have in your own dialect, and then we have it in Arabiya, it may take you some time, it may take you a while before you perfect that letter. But whenever you have that sound already in your local dialect, let me put that way, on your dialect, it is easier to just, since it's the same sound, you already have it, then it's easier to practice and to pronounce. But if you don't have that letter before, for example, Ain, we don't have Ain in, let me say, the Yoruba dialect. So there's not like Ain. So it may take some people a while to perfect it. But the sound, ah, is, I think it's already in the dialect. Good. But then when it's taking sukun, this is where people make many mistakes. For example, the example we gave earlier, waka san ka san. Some people say waka san ka san. For them to say ka san may be difficult. But when you practice enough, inshallah ta'ala, you get it. Waka san. Don't say waka san or ba san. Instead of ba sun when it's taking sukun. I hope this is clear. Okay. Barakallahu fikum. And then the second one, ha. Let's take it quickly. When ha takes sukun, we have yahdi, yahdi, yahdi. Repeat after me. Yahdi, yahdi, yahdi. I hope you get that. Good. So when it's taking fatha, fahada, fahada, faha, not faada. If you pronounce it and you see ha and you say fa'a, it will tell you are pronouncing hamza, not ha. Faha, fahada. When it takes kesra, hidayah, hidayah, Then when it takes dhamma, huda, huda, huda. I hope you get it. Okay, so the common error here, especially, it's we have common errors here also, and this is when people don't pronounce it properly and they pronounce it like amza most times. So huda, they may say uda, uda instead of huda. For example, fahada, they may say faada, faada, which means they're pronouncing amza instead of ha. And for example, yahdi, they may just say yadi, yadi. They will not say yahdi. I hope we get it. So this is that about Hamza and Ha. Barakallahu fikum. I believe you've learned one or two things. Don't forget to share with your friends and families. Assalamu alaikum.